Christmas came early if you are a Carolina Panthers fan because Bryce Young had the best game of his career against the Green Bay Packers. Yes, they lost this game because the defense did not have their best day, but that's okay because the defense has been getting this team out of a hole in every single game this season. They lost this game 33-30, but the biggest thing to look at was Bryce Young, who was 23-35 in the day for 312 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns. And it wasn't just cheap, easy yardage. He was throwing guys open. He was very decisive with the football, and he was making throws on the run. This was the best game in his career in the NFL. He looked like how he looked when he was in Alabama. When the offensive line was giving him blocks, he was very decisive with the football, and the ball was coming out quick. And the run game wasn't consistently there today. Chuba Hubbard did have a solid day, 16 carries for 43 rushing yards, but that's 2.7 yards a carry. Bryce Young threw this team back into the game. It was a point to this game to where it basically was over with. And Bryce Young in the second half looked phenomenal. He went in, was making the right reads, was very decisive, and Thomas Brown was calling some good plays. Thomas Brown is still not a very good offensive coordinator with this team, but they got things going with Bryce Young. This is a great sign for the Carolina Panthers moving forward if you can give Bryce Young the right talent around him and you can give him the right offensive line. The offensive line did a very good job today of just protecting him, especially in the second half. And on that last drive, if they had more time, they could have possibly went down there, scored another touchdown, or he could have got them in field goal range and they could have went into overtime. Now, he did do this against one of the worst defenses in the NFL and one of the worst defensive play callers in Joe Brady, but he's faced some bad defenses this season, and he hasn't looked this good because the offensive line was allowing a lot of penetration up front. And this game, even when he was dealing with pressure, he was moving outside the pocket, stepping up in the pocket, making the right throws. And Bryce Young hasn't been able to step up in the pocket as much this season. In this game, he looked like a true franchise quarterback. He's had a lot of bad moments this season, and he's been through a lot. But his high points are very good high points for this team. He took care of the football. He was throwing guys open. He had some beautiful dives to DJ Chark in this game. He had 2 receiving touchdowns in this game. Adam Thielen had a very good game, 94 receiving yards in this game off of 6 catches. And he had a beautiful seam route throw to Tommy Tremble to only where he could get it over the defender's head. He looked very good in this game. And I do expect for them going forward to try to hire an offensive head coach, but I would not be against this. Their defensive coordinator has done a spectacular job this season. I understand this game they allowed 33 points, but he's done a spectacular job this season by keeping them in football games and keeping those guys on the defensive side in a very good situation, even though they were dealing with all those injuries. He should be the head coach of this team moving forward if Coach Johnson from the Detroit Lions does not want to come over and coach this team, or if they cannot find a better option. And I'm not talking down on him just like he's a secondary option, because he should be a true option in the NFL as the head coach. Their defensive coordinator has done a terrific job of getting this team in the right situation and preparing those guys. And you look at the injuries that they've had to deal with in the last month and even in the last part of this season. No Shaq Thompson for majority of this season, and the interior linebackers have still been in a very good situation. J.C. Horn has missed some time this season, and the secondary did not miss a beat. Von Bell missed some time this season. The secondary still didn't miss a beat. They're a top-rated defense in the NFL, and that's getting little to no production from their offense. They just won a game last week off of 3 field goals alone against a very good Atlanta Falcons team that has a lot of good playmakers. You can say they're not very good, but they have very good playmakers that just went out there and beat up on Tampa Bay Buccaneers the week before, and he kept those guys in check. He kept Drake London in check. He kept Kyle Pitts in check. And that comes from his defensive mind. And the defense has been very good the last couple of years. Last year, you had Steve Wilkes, who came in and did a very good job on the back half of the season. And I do believe that he should have been the head coach of this team this season. But you have to give him a fair shot to be a head coach of this team and just give him a fair interview, because he's been a spectacular defensive coordinator with this team this season. But give it to Bryce Young today. Even though they lost, this was a major win for him because he showed up and he showed out in this game, and he basically carried the offense on his back in this game. And it's the first time this season that he has done that. Moving forward, you give him the elite weapons around him that he deserves to have around him, and the Carolina Panthers could be in a very good situation for the future. But the future is bright for Bryce Young if they can take care of him, and also for the Carolina Panthers if the organization can get things right in that front office. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one guy stay safe, Stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.